Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, and all of the righteous families of the planet. Man, it's your big brother Fahim back again, once again. Assalamu alaikum, family. Man, I'm trying to get myself together. Last night I was hanging out with some old friends and, who I haven't seen, some of these brothers in like at least 21, 22 years. It's been like definitely well over 2 decades since I've seen some of these brothers, man. And it was good, man, just to get up and reminisce with some of my old friends, childhood friends that I knew since I was 15, 16, RIP, to one of my brothers, man, I grew up with, Darwin Bell. We were up here. I'm still up here in New York, actually, right now, we went to his little wake service yesterday, and that was pretty peace, like a lot of people I haven't seen. Like I said, man, his mom, she was, despite the situation, still looking, good, healthy, what I'm saying? She's not letting it really get to her like that, which is good. I was happy to still see her, live and strong and, well. A lot of people been asking me about this whole Bro Polight stuff, because it's like a lot of my homeboys I grew up with, see, I wasn't conscious back then, and I didn't get knowledge of self until like 24, 25 years old. Well, no, 22, 23 years old. So, my views and stuff, a lot of, my people I grew up with don't really know my views like that. They may have an idea, because at the end of the day, they know I'm Nation of Islam, so they kind of have an idea of what my views are. But for the most part, they really don't know, and a lot of people was curious to get my opinion, the ones who keep up with the conscious community and have been following what's been going on with, Bro Polight. Brothers been like, yo, God, yo, what's good, man? What's up? What's with your Bro Polight, man? What's up with your man? I'm like, well, first of all, he ain't my man. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Bro Polight probably one time. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to speak again, but, and that was through Sarnetta. This was, this might have been about six years ago. This was before Bro Polight really blew to the point that he is now. He was supposed to have a debate with, what's the guy from out of Texas? What's his name? He was supposed to be debating him, and Sarnetta was setting it up. Tommy Sotomayor, something like that. Bro Polight was supposed to be having a sit-down discussion with him, just talking about black women, and because, Tommy Sotomayor was always known to be kind of disrespectful and hard on black women. And, Bro Polight says the black woman is God, so he didn't like that. So he wanted to, have a sit-down with the brother and discuss certain things. But during that discussion, we were going to actually put on or host our first conscious battle rap event. And I was supposed to be battling this dude, Lazarus, at first, but then it kind of switched up, and then Daylight, I think, was mentioned in the discussion. But ultimately, I was going to battle B-Dot, who, as a lot of people who in the battle rap world now, y'all both, I'm sure, know who Daylight and B-Dot is. Daylight was pretty big back then. B-Dot wasn't as big back then. And me, I didn't really have a name in the battle rap thing myself either. I hadn't really had no battles as yet. So this would have been something real good for both of us. It would have been good for the culture, basically, you know what I'm saying? It didn't happen because Sotomayor ended up backing out of the debate. Go figure. He ain't winning with Bro Polight, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he backed out of the debate. So I was still trying to tell Sarnetta and Bro Polight, yo, we should still do the, the battle thing. I mean, I think that would still be good. But for some reason they didn't want to move in that direction, so, you know, that was the end of that, you know. But I did tell Brother Polight, yo, we need to build, we need to talk. Because it's just some of the things that I've been listening to him say over the years just about Islam and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you know, and I wanted to kind of, you know, call him on those things, you know what I'm saying, and sit down and have a discussion with him, because I thought it was things that he didn't understand about the Nation of Islam. You know, the brother has a lot of knowledge, like I said, but the understanding on certain things was not all the way there. And I didn't just notice that about Brother Polight. I noticed that about several brothers, pretty much in the, you know, conscious community, who they have a lot of information. Like, the information is just abundant, but other than that, they can't connect dots when it comes on to the understanding. But really, with the whole Brother Polight situation, and it's not really even to get on the fact of, did he really do it? You know, they say DNA was found on the girl's shirt or something like that, and this is the reason why they came and arrested him months later, and, you know, yada, yada, yada. I'm not even really concerned about that, and it's not that I'm trying to minimize the situation, because, of course, if Brother Polight did do this, then yeah, justice should be brought down on him, not only by the white man, but really by us. He's in our community, I feel like. He's in the conscious community. If we want to hang that nigga up and kill that nigga, that's up to us. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Just, it's up to us to chastise him and give him his punishment, I feel. You know, at the end of the day, F the white man. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't look for him to resolve our issues. We should handle our issues ourselves. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother build as well. What I want to talk about basically is just, how should a conscious person be exhibiting themselves to just out in public? You know, what is the proper moral and spiritual conduct of a conscious person? What is it? And I want to deal with that, because when we start talking about that topic now, it doesn't just compartmentalize Brother Polight and put him in a box or whatever, and we're just singling him out. But no, this is for everybody. Everybody in the conscious community, from the scamming, you know, to the, you know, I know Young Pharaoh had a little situation, you know, Dr. Umar Johnson had a little situation, you know, I think the thing with the girl that used to be a stripper or something like that, and he had sexual intercourse with this girl, and it was just a whole backlash that came back from that. And a lot of people were just questioning the fact, not that she was a young girl or anything, it's far different from the Brother Polight situation. However, because he's a conscious person, people expect a certain type of etiquette from you. They expect to see a certain type of character from you, a conscious God character. They're expecting to see from you. You should be exhibiting that at all times as a conscious individual. So brothers sometimes put themselves in these situations that, you know, it didn't have to go down like that. You didn't have to put yourself in that type of predicament. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to talk about today, because at the end of the day, we may not see ourselves as leaders, you know, in the black community, but in all actuality, we are leaders in the black community. Once you put your face on a video and you start doing bills publicly, live, to propagate out there for the masses to see, you've put yourself on Front Street in terms of being an example to our young brothers out there, to our youth. you share that responsibility with every other conscious person who gets in front of a video or camera or whatever and builds and puts it out there. We have a responsibility, and that responsibility is to show the highest levels of moral conduct among the lost found, the 85%ers. See, here's the thing. You can't, be on both sides of the fence. You want to build with the conscious brothers over here one day and be in their cipher, but then the next day you over here with another cipher of individuals that stick up kids and they about to go do a jukes and you down with it. You know what I mean? You finna run with them and get money, clap something if need be. You can't do that. Or you in one cipher building on some positive stuff with these individuals, but then you in another cipher and these niggas is talking about getting packages, bagged up, trying to get their bread up. Trying to go down south and flip bricks or whatever, you can't, you can't be in a conscious circle 1 minute, building with righteous brothers 1 minute, but then the next minute, you in a cipher full of strippers. You at the strip club, slapping chicks on the ass and making it rain. The two conflicting ideas or thoughts or actions don't match up. It doesn't match up. So now you're looked at as some sort of secular individual in terms of the conscious community because brothers is trying to, be on a straight and narrow path of righteousness. It's a straight and narrow, super narrow path. But it's a line that you have to be willing to walk and live so you can exemplify this to the lost found masses out there. Because they look at you for information. And even in their little feeble minds, even in their young, feeble, undeveloped conscious minds, they know and can attest to the fact that a righteous person or a conscious person shouldn't be doing what you're doing. So they start to question your conscience. You know how people say, yo, you trying to question my gangster? They questioning your God now. I don't think you really God. I think you out here faking it. Look at the example that you're showing me. So we have to always be found striving to live righteous. Again, you're not going to do everything right and exact or everything morally correct. That's just the way that we grew up in America, in this system of evil and wickedness. That's why the scripture says we were born in sin, shaped in iniquity. So we come out of a world like that, and because we come from a world of sin and iniquity, our job is to do the best we can. If you still drink alcohol, if you still smoke weed, or whatever you do that may be something small, that's not something on the grand scale, like you out here robbing niggas or you out here pimping hoes, but something on the minute scale. That's something that you can work on, but at the same time, it's not as bad because a lot of times the lost found will hold you to a standard. In other words, like say me for instance, brothers be like, oh, but you still smoke weed though. Yeah, you still smoke weed. But that's the only thing they can say. Or oh, but you still drink though. You supposed to be righteous, you drink. But that's only one thing though. That's only one thing. Everything else that I do, brothers are confounded by the wisdom of it. I don't eat like them. I fast. I do, you know what I'm saying? It's just different things, like certain conversations they want to have. I don't even indulge in that because it gives me no spiritual food. It's no food for me. I'm not growing from this conversation. I may say a few words, and then I'm out of y'all cipher. I don't want to remain there because I'm not growing. A God is supposed to always be moving and growing. Growth is movement. You shouldn't be remained in the same person that you were 15, 20 years ago. You should be a different person, a more wiser person. You should not have devolved in your evolution. You should have evolved in your evolution, in your intelligence, and in the way that you see the world and its life. You should be evolving in that daily, not remaining in the same spot. You see? So, not to make this too long, this was just a little thought of the morning. I'm about to get out here and start my day, but I just wanted to tell the family, man, like, you know, we got to be careful, man. Because, again, when you look at Brother Polight, you know, you see videos of him. He got 4, 5 wives, yet he's still around other women, you know, dancing with them and doing all kind of stuff with them and probably groping them and everything else. You know, that's not civilized behavior. If you got your wives, you shouldn't have no sexual appetite like that where, oh, I gotta hit more, I gotta hit more, I gotta have more. You got 4 wives, 4, 5, whatever the number is, and you're not in your 20s, you're in your 30s, almost 40 years old. Brother Polight's almost 40. So all that sexual madness and freakish stuff in your mind should have been gone. Whatever you want to do, you got 4 women to do it with sexually. That should be enough. You shouldn't be seeking any other extra, you know, curricular, you know, any extra work to do. You shouldn't be looking for that. That should be enough. You shouldn't be in strip clubs or hosting strip parties. I looked on Lex Zion channel, I think it was Zion Lex from the Hebrew camp, and I think Brother Inky, the two of them, I think it was on one of their channels, I can't remember which one it was, but it was a video where, you know, Brother Polight had, I guess, a strip party in one of his hotels or places where he stayed or whatever. And, you know, he got the chick on there, she got a see-through bodysuit, you know, ass all out, everything, titties all out, and she on the bed, shaking it from the back, doggy style position, Brother Polight standing there in a robe on, looking like the heavyweight champ of the year, you know, with his little fancy Versace robe or whatever kind of robe it was, and he got a handful of money, he's slapping on the ass like, yeah, let's get it, let's get it. And I'm just looking at that like, wow. Like, he has to know this is wrong. And even just to give him the benefit of the doubt, even if you do that, that's what you do to get your rocks off or whatever, that's fun and excitement for you as a conscious person, cool. Do it behind closed doors. In other words, there shouldn't be cameras on you. There shouldn't be cameras on you. Now, if you're just a rapper, you just want these little rap niggas out here, then cool. I mean, it's whatever. Niggas know rappers do that. That's what they do. But in the conscious community, we do not do that. We should not be indulging in those type of savage acts. We shouldn't be doing that. Come on. Strippers and shaking their ass and you making it rain on them. He must have threw 5 racks in the air because I just saw it was raining. He made it rain. I'm like, wow, that's Brother Polight. Get out of here. Where they do that at? So, family, this is something that's very, very serious. The moral conduct of a conscious person. How should you be conducting yourselves out here in this world, out here in this madness that we in? There's a particular way that you need to conduct yourself. And when I say that, I'm not trying to say everybody has to be as disciplined as we are in the Nation of Islam. and they have to understand the fruit code, you know, of FOI and stuff. I mean, you don't have to be that disciplined, but at least stay away from the strip clubs. Stay away from the strippers and the you know what I'm saying, making it rain money. Stay away from flossing your material things. This is one of the reasons why we're called poor, righteous teachers. Poor doesn't mean that I have to live below the poverty line and be hungry, broke, naked, and out of doors. That's not what that means. Being a poor, righteous teacher means that I could have $1 billion right now. I could be a billionaire, but guess what? You won't know it. Y'all niggas won't know it. Why? Because I am super duper humble. I am humble, super humble. I'm almost like Bin Laden. You know how Bin Laden, you know, his family, you know, oil and stuff over there in the Middle East, but yet Bin Laden was living in caves. He was living in caves. Even before he went on the run from the U.S. government and they were after him. He still lived, he was a nomadic person. He would be out in the deserts, he would be in the mountains, in the caves, he would be, you know what I'm saying, or somewhere teaching the people in some little remote village in either Africa or, you know. This is a poor righteous teacher. You could have $1 billion right now. Guess what kind of car I'm going to have out there? If I got $1 billion, niggas think they're going to see me riding around in some $200-300 car. You know, like Brother Polight was on there talking about his $400,000 cars. No. If I'm a multi-millionaire or a multi-billionaire, guess what kind of car I'm going to have? I'm going to have a regular car that the average person can afford if they're working. And it'll probably be about a $30,000 or $40,000 car. Of course, it'll be new, because I'm not going to ride around in nothing old and I have money like that. So I'm going to have a new car, but it's going to be like no more than about $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 car. Something that the average person can work hard and get themselves. I'm not going to be riding around out here in no $150,000, $200,000 car. For what? Who am I trying to impress? What is that $150,000 car going to do that I can't do in this little $45,000, $50,000 little car that I got? Lexus, Benz, whatever, but it's only like 40, 50 grand. I don't need all that. As a righteous person, my mind should be focused on building schools, building hospitals, going down south and looking out more land. Oh, wow, they got 30 acres over there? I want to get that. 100 acres over there? Oh, I want to buy that. This is what it should be about, not the foolishness. So, at the end of the day, family, not to make this too long, but we should be, as guards, as 5%ers, or anybody in the conscious community. I don't care if you Moor, I don't care if you Hebrew Israelite, I don't care if you RBG, I don't care if you know, Nile Valley civilization. I don't care what it is. As long as you are in the conscious community, we should always be found living a humble, pious life. Always. Always. Never braggadocious, never trying to, you know, front like we, you know, on some big willy, you know, putting anything out there like, yeah, look, holding money up to your ear, and, you know, like, that's not the action of a conscious person. Conscious people don't do that. That's unconscious people who do that, who've been hit in the head and never regained consciousness yet. That's what they do. So we need to clean it up, and we need to, you know, start acting according, you know. But anyway, without taking too much time with this bill, again, RIP to my brethren Darwin, you know, all the Coney Island Massive, all the Flatbush Massive, you know what I mean? East New York, Brownsville, all my people in BK. It's good seeing y'all, man. I ain't seen y'all in years, and, you know, It's all love, you know. And with that being said, family, I leave you as I came in the greeting words of peace. We said in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths and all of the righteous families of the planet. Peace.